Used to joke that this is the corporate lecture, and so we're going to talk about customer life cycle and growth. And so, how do companies plan growth? And so it's about digital, data, acquire, retain, and grow. How do you handle the churn? And how do corporations go about things? And so we know the universe, that my company, the heart of it is its website. And so we have social media, we have mobile, and technology is what bridges it all together. There's the physical universe of personal pitching and ads, as well as promotions, and everything is brought together by a CRM. And so, depending on whether I'm going for inbound or outbound marketing, what is it that I'm targeting? Inbound, I'm targeting intent. Outbound, I'm trying to create interest. Analyzing it, I'm looking at how are people responding versus what channels I'm going after. In terms of feedback, I want traction. I want customers not only to be interested, but to start acting. And same thing goes with outbound. And so the catalysts for this are typically content marketing, that they're either attracted by my content or I'm giving them stuff which attracts them, and referrals. And so a big part of growth is about the churn, meaning I'm going to keep customers, I'm going to lose customers, and I'm going to have to go get new ones. And some of them might decide to sit it out, and so I've got to bring them back into the fold. And so this is what it all comes down to. How active people are they sharing, what's the timing, and how much money am I going to end up making. These are the basic phases of what a company goes through, and so we're talking about the growth phase. And so in my customer profile, if you remember, every time somebody touches something digitally, it creates some kind of data, and I can learn something about that data. And so my interactions with my customer are also going to change over time. And so it's about getting customers, retaining customers, and growing them. And so there are hundreds of data points that you could look at, attributes. And so you have to figure out which ones are most relevant. And so I've just listed them out here so you can look them over and see, what applies to you. And so in terms of my customer value, the characteristics I'm thinking about are how often do they buy, how much do they spend, and those type of things. What's a good or bad customer? Mom's first sharing network app. Yeah, because moms, they share everything. That's a good market. Teenagers and clothes. Do I really need to tell you the answer that it's a good answer? And what about 20 to 35-year-old males and life insurance? Nope. Not a good market for the simple reason young males think they're going to live forever, so they're not thinking about life insurance. Customers come and go. Now, when I get new customers and they become active, are they going to repeat? I might lose them. Or they just might become passive. And so I have to find a way to re-engage them. This is the nature of the churn. A new customer takes 7 to 10 touches, which means contact points, right? Touch points. A known customer only takes 3 to 5 touches. And so my data is about hierarchy of effects. And so the question is what are my high priority targets? Who's going to respond so I can make money? And so if you remember, we talked about the RFM model and part words using predictive analytics to try to figure out and predictive analytics is using past data to see what's going to happen next. And this is what happens when my customer starts to mature. Some of these models actually do work. And so that helps me decide what to do next. Here are some sample variables of the things I look at when I look at my stakeholders. And so how do I get money out of them? I can upsell them, which means sell them more stuff. I can cross-sell them. I can next sell them on the next generation. And sometimes customer comes back to me and it turns out they're irrelevant. They're not going to buy anything, but guess what? They might refer to me to somebody else. So you got to be nice to everybody. So what are my customers types? I could have anyone from enthusiasts all the way to people to docile. And so I look for enthusiasts, newbies, and mainstream are the people who I'm going to get the most engagement from. And so I want to look at the frequency of what they do, because it's easier for me to upsell them, sell them something more expensive or more of something. Cross-sell them, which is on different characteristics, or next sell. And so in the next lecture, I'll start talking about engagement.